There are moments in life when silence becomes louder than 1,000 sounds, when your heart suddenly skips a beat as if an invisible call has pierced through the layers of habit, plunging straight into your soul. That is not an illusion. That is not coincidence. It is a signal. It is a sacred invitation sent only to those courageous enough to hear it. If you are listening now, if every cell within you is trembling, know this: you are the chosen one. Not because you are perfect, not because you are superior to others. You are chosen because within you, though hidden, still burns an indestructible flame, a seed of greatness waiting to be awakened, an ancient vow your soul once made in the primordial times. I will become the light. You may have forgotten. The world tried hard to make you forget, through failures, rejections, and accumulated silent wounds over the years. But while your mind forgets, your soul does not. Your soul remembers. That is why, despite how many times you fall, you still stand up. That is why in the darkest nights, when no one is by your side, you still feel something, fragile yet unwavering. Whisper, don't give up. Because you were not born to live a mediocre life. You were born to ignite. The universe creates nothing redundant. Every star, every grain of sand, every soul, all carry a purpose. So do you. You are not an accident. You are a part of the grand design of existence, an irreplaceable link in the sacred symphony of the cosmos. But unlike the mindless stars, you have a gift few dare to use: the power of choice. You can choose to awaken or to remain asleep. You can choose to illuminate the world or to bury yourself in darkness. No one, not even the universe, can make that decision for you. The ancient alchemists knew this better than anyone. They knew that true gold is not found in the external world. It is forged from the mud of the soul. The great transformation does not happen in luxurious laboratories, but within the brave hearts of those who dare to face themselves. You don't need to seek power outside. Everything you need already lies within you. You may feel weak, you may feel small, you may feel unworthy, but those are only temporary illusions. Beneath it all, you are a mountain, a river, a flame, stronger than any fear that ever existed. To awaken that power, you don't need to change the world immediately. You only need to start with yourself. Start by listening. Listen to the inner call, the voice that has always been there waiting for you. Start by believing. Believe in the dreams you once thought were crazy. Believe in the intuition you once ignored. Believe in that strange emotion urging you forward even when reason screams for you to turn back. Start by acting. No need for grand gestures. A small decision, a silent commitment, one act of authenticity, no matter how small, can shift the entire trajectory of your destiny. And when you walk forward, do not expect ease. The journey of the chosen one has never been paved with roses. You will face resistance from the world outside, from the people you once trusted, from the parts of you that are not yet ready to leave behind old comfort. But remember, every alchemist before touching gold must walk through fire. The pain you will encounter is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to burn away what no longer serves you, to strip away the masks, the shells, the false beliefs you have carried for too long. Every crack will be a place where the light can enter. Every wound will become a doorway to new strength. Every time you dare to stand up after falling, you engrave another sacred character into the chronicle of your soul. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the limitations others impose on you. You are the chosen one. You are the one carrying the seed of miracles. You are the one the world has long been waiting for. Look into the mirror, not with eyes scarred by pain, but with the eyes of your soul. Look at yourself as if you are gazing at a newly born star, a new beginning, a new promise, and vow to yourself: I will no longer turn my back on myself. I will walk forward. I will ignite. I will become everything I was born to be, because I have remembered, because I have awakened, because I am the chosen one. Once you have acknowledged yourself as the chosen one, the true challenge has only just begun. Because the world does not easily yield to awakened souls. It will test you. It will push you down. It will doubt you, mock you, even attack you. Not because the world hates you, but because deep down the world fears the very change you represent. You cannot change reality by asking permission. You change it by embodying something stronger, clearer, unshakable. And that begins within you, your mindset. The mindset of the chosen one is unlike the mindset of the masses. Where others see failure, the chosen one sees lessons. Where others see obstacles, the chosen one sees opportunities. Where others choose to complain, The chosen one chooses action. This mindset is not something you are born with. It is forged day by day, moment by moment, decision by decision. You must learn to master your mind like an alchemist masters fire, not allowing the negativity of the world to invade, not allowing the seeds of doubt to take root in your soul, not allowing old fears to imprison your newly born dreams. Remember, your mind is the gateway to destiny. What you nurture there will bloom into the life you live. If you sow doubt, you will reap limitation. If you sow faith, you will reap miracles. And the miracle is this: you have complete control over which seeds you plant. So start with the smallest seeds. A positive thought in the middle of a storm, a decision to persist when every part of you wants to give up, a moment of gratitude when everything seems to be falling apart. Each of these seeds, if nurtured long enough, will grow into towering forests within your soul. The chosen one also understands a critical truth. They are not victims of circumstances. They are creators of circumstances. When rejected, they do not whine, they learn. When they fail, they do not blame, they adapt. When they fall, they do not let failure define them. They rise, dust themselves off, and keep fighting. Not because they do not feel pain, not because they are fearless, but because they have learned to walk alongside fear. They know that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting even while trembling. There comes a point on the chosen one's journey when all effort seems in vain, when you plant but do not yet see the harvest, when you give but receive only silence, when you fight it every day but no one notices. This is not a sign to give up. It is the final test, because before glory appears, the universe always tests the purity of intention. Are you truly doing this because your soul longs for it, or merely seeking applause? Are you willing to continue even when no one sees? No one claps, no one acknowledges. Can you keep moving when the only light you have is the small flame within your heart? This is where the chosen one is forged. Not on the stage, but in the darkness, not among crowds, but in solitude. Not by applause, but by the silent heartbeat. I am not finished. I will not give up. The greatest figures in history, those who changed the world, knew this feeling. Lonely, misunderstood, rejected. They sat alone at night facing their deepest doubts and still chose to believe in something that had never existed, to believe in a path they had to carve themselves, to believe in a higher version of themselves. You too will come to that moment. If you haven't yet, you will. And when it comes, do not fear it. Recognize it as an old friend, a signal that you are on the right path. Silence is not rejection. Delay is not failure. They are the paving stones on the path to unlocking your highest potential. And it is in those very moments that you will learn a secret known only to the bravest souls. You do not need the world's permission to be great. You do not need recognition to have value. You do not need applause to move forward. Everything you need has always been in your hands: an unbreakable will. Willpower is the rawest strength the universe grants the human soul. It is the tiny spark capable of burning down forests of doubt. It is the underground river that slowly erodes the mountains of resistance. You cannot buy willpower. You cannot borrow it from others. You can only forge it day by day in silence, through hardship. Willpower is what will carry you through your darkest days. It will pull you up when you fall. It will keep you standing when the world wants you to kneel. And when you forge that willpower, something miraculous happens. You become unstoppable. Not because the world outside changes, but because you have changed. You no longer live based on external outcomes. You live based on internal commitment. You no longer waver with the outside winds. You become the source of the storm. You no longer seek power from outside. You become power itself. That is the mark of true transformation. From a dream chaser to a dream embodier. From a seeker of strength to a source of strength. From one wishing for miracles to becoming a miracle. And gradually, not with noise, but like the silent dawn dispersing the night, your life will begin to change. Doors you thought were sealed will open. Opportunities you thought were impossible will come. The right people will appear. But those are only secondary rewards. The true reward is not wealth, fame, or achievement. The true reward is the person you have become on this journey. A free soul, a warrior of light, a true alchemist who not only transforms the material world, but more importantly, transforms the inner world. One who has walked through fire without being consumed. One who has faced darkness without losing the light within. One who has learned that the greatest power does not come from the outside, but from the complete unity of mind, emotion, and soul. And one day when you stand atop the mountain of your life, Looking back at the abysses you have crossed, the storms you have weathered, you will not regret. You will smile. You will know that every pain, every hardship, every tear was worth it because they forged the being you are today, because you did not give up, because you became the chosen one, not just in words, but in every breath, every step, every heartbeat. And that is the greatest victory. Not victory over others, but victory over the small, fearful, limited version of yourself. Victory to become who you truly are. Victory to truly live. Within every chosen one is a warrior. Not an external warrior of violence, but an inner warrior of resilience. A soul that cannot be broken by failure, swayed by criticism, or dimmed by pain. You must awaken that warrior. You must nourish it with discipline, with patience, with an unbreakable commitment to yourself. Discipline is not punishment. It is the deepest act of love you can give yourself. It is the daily vow, I will not abandon the person I know I can become. There will be easy days and there will be hellish days. Days when you feel invincible and days when you feel like you're drowning. But in both kinds of days, the chosen one keeps moving, not driven by fleeting motivation, but by an unbreakable commitment because they know no miracle happens by accident. Miracles happen when discipline and faith meet through unwavering perseverance. You don't have to conquer the world overnight. You only have to conquer yourself today. Overcome laziness when you wake up. Overcome doubt when facing challenges. Overcome the temptation to flee from pain. And if you fall, it's okay. Because the chosen one does not measure their worth by how many times they fall, but by how many times they rise. You are not your fears. You are not your insecurities. You are not your past failures. You are a soul being reborn day by day, decision by decision, moment by moment. Allow yourself to be great. Allow yourself to demand more from life. Allow yourself to become the brightest light you were born to be. Without apology, without permission, without regret, only with an unshakable commitment to yourself because the world needs you. Not the small, cowering version of you, but the explosive, unstoppable version. The version you have always known deep within your soul was real. You are the chosen one. Live like it. Breathe like it. Create a life that when you look back, you can smile and say, I did not give up on myself. When you walk with the posture of the chosen one, the entire universe will begin to respond, not with dazzling fireworks, not with immediate rewards, but with tiny signals. Strange coincidences, unexpected opportunities, like flowers blooming quietly along your path. That is how the universe whispers, keep going. You are on the right path. You will begin to realize that what you once thought were miracles are actually the natural consequences of unwavering faith and persistent action. That your greatest dreams, your deepest wishes are not fantasies, but prophecies of the person you are being called to become. And at some point, you will no longer need to prove anything. You will no longer live to please others. You will no longer strain yourself to hide your fears. You will live like a blazing torch in this world, unapologetic for your light, refusing to dim yourself to make others comfortable. Because you understand every step you take in the light paves the way for other souls groping in the dark. Every sincere word and every courageous action, every refusal to quit, creates invisible ripples that spread out endlessly, touching people you may never meet. You will become living proof of a great truth that one person, just one fully awakened, can change the world. No need for power, no need for fame, just a heart on fire, an unbreakable soul, and an unconditional commitment to the light within. You will not need to shout to be heard. You will not need to fight for attention. Your very presence, your being will be a song, a prayer, a beacon to the world. And step by step, breath by breath, heartbeat by heartbeat, you will live in full alignment with why you were created. No more doubt, no more hiding, no more limits, only a pure and radiant truth. You are the chosen one. You have always been. You only needed to remember. You only needed to believe. You only needed to live like it. And if these words are awakening something deep within you, an ancient memory, a buried flame, then don't keep it to yourself because light was not meant to be hidden. Light was born to spread. If you feel this surge of power rising in your heart, if you believe that this world deserves more awakened souls, if you want to help spread this light far and wide, then I invite you to share this message. Spread the flame, send it to those who need to hear it, because who knows, one sentence, one video might save a soul teetering on the edge of despair. Who knows, you might be the torch that awakens another chosen one in their life. And if this message touches you, if you want to journey alongside me in awakening the light across the world, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Not just to receive more messages like this, but to be part of a movement of awakened souls, those who refuse to live small, who refuse to live half-heartedly, who refuse to live without purpose. Click share if you believe that even a small spark can ignite a sky full of darkness. Click spread if you believe that the world needs more brave souls, more blazing lights. And above all, remember, you are not alone. You have never been alone. Every step you walk with truth in your heart, you are accompanied, uplifted, and cheered by millions of other awakened souls. We are small flames, but when united, we will set the world ablaze. You are the chosen one. Now is your moment. Rise, walk forward, ignite, and let the world see you as you truly are. See you again at the next gateway. Thank you.